All right, guys, it's time to work on this Jeep again. We got our bandit on, and sometimes you gotta listen to old legend while you're working here. But we're gonna work on the Jeep some more, and let me show you guys what we're into today.
Hey guys, welcome to the Houston Kilby YouTube channel. Alrighty guys, before we get too crazy into the video here, I want to go over a few things, what all we're going to be working on today. So first up, we're going to be finishing out some gussets on the roll cage. We got some at the front here we're going to do, and then we also got some here at the rear of the roll cage, and also we got some down by the dash bar that's going and connecting to that vertical bar there. But once we do that, we're going to get into mounting the seats. You can see inside of the cage there, we kind of got some structure going on there. And as we kind of build this may change some, but you can kind of get the grasp of what all we're going to be building in the episode here today. And then once we get finished with that, we got a few pieces that we're going to be working on moving forward as well. I'll move the drawing around here in just a second so you can see that. But we've got some pieces we're going to move on into the firewall, and once we do that, we're going to be rocking and rolling. So I hope you guys enjoy this week's video, and let's rock and roll.
Alrighty guys, today on the Jeep, we got to get some gussets put in while the top's down here right before we get into mounting the seat. So sit back and enjoy as we get into the gussets on the roll cage. Guys, a little trick here, when you're doing gussets, and especially if it's going to be basically the same gusset on both sides, you want to make some marks, some witness marks, to make sure both sides have the gusset going in at the same place. And of course, make sure you got those edges nice and clean for welding.
Come in here and get our cut information and our notch information. So we will click on this gusset part here and print out that information, and let's start cutting some metal and start doing some notching here. Alrighty guys, as you can see right here, we're actually cutting out two pieces at one time, one for both sides. If you're making both sides the same, both notches should be the same if you built everything pretty parallel. And I kind of like doing that to save time, especially when you're setting up different angles for each side. Go ahead and get both notches done that's at the same angle.
Alrighty guys, thought I'd explain a few things here what we got going on today. We're going to be mounting the seat, and the pieces you're going to see us fabricating here is basically this right here. So you see this first 90 is going right in here in this general area, and the second one is going to be kind of going right in here in this area. These two are union together, and you can kind of see what's going on over there. Yep. And then back here at the back, we made some tabs that were bent on a 90 to mount the rear of the seat. We only had one seat that came in, and as soon as the other one comes in, we will mount it as well. But we are rocking and rolling. going from this point here onto the firewall, and we're going to use mounting pads just like what we did on the body. And I'll show it to you real quick. So it'll come through here, something kind of like that, and then we will need to cut these inner fenders out. I was hoping we was going to be able to keep them, but we're going to have to make some sheet metal ones. We kept running into problems, and what I mean by that is, this is again one of our test bins that we talked about earlier, was how to run this tubing like here and then get it connected down in there somewhere. And we have two things fighting against us. Number one, the radiator. We've got a bigger radiator in this thing, so it don't fit in this little section here. It actually comes all the way out into here. Other thing is we're running headlights and turn signals, so it's not like we can really go in through here or down in through here. So I think what we're going to do, if we cut us like a 1-inch strip all the way around through here, so we've got area for the sheet metal to mount to, and then we can run this tubing in through here. And you know, basically, see here if you guys can see this, yeah, it'll kind of go down in here like this, and will give us enough clearance there for everything. But that's what we're going to be working on today as well. We've got several things happening. Another thing we got to think of too, where to put the battery box. And I think if we run that bar way over here, we can get that box right there and it'll look pretty good. But we're going to be rocking and rolling here. We got to get after it. Won't be long, and we'll have our motor. Right now the engine builder is finishing up on it, and we also got a huge order coming in from Steve Morris Race Engines, our Holly Dominator, our intake, our fuel system, fuel pump, fuel injectors, man, all kinds of very nice go fast parts to go on this thing. So that stuff is coming, and this is going to be a unit right here. But we're going to keep after it and rock and roll.
Alrighty guys, we're transitioning back in to from the dash bar there into the firewall, and we're getting those pieces all tacked up. And as you can see, I'm using a TIG welder right now. The reason for that is because the seat is actually inside the car. I do not want to use a MIG welder until the seat comes back out, because a MIG welder sends a bunch of sparks, and we don't want to ruin any brand new parts. But let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Get some more pieces cut and notched.
Alrighty guys, we're going to wrap up the video here. You just saw Mr. Jesse drill out and put in our mounting plates for our firewall going down into the front of the frame here. Basically what's going to happen, there'll be a piece of tubing go from here, come right around in here somewhere, bend down, and then there'll be like a disconnect down in here, so everything can be completely removable. But we're going to rock and roll here. Mr. Jesse done a good job cutting out the inner fenders. All that's looking good, and yeah, we're coming right along. Alrighty guys, we're starting to mock up for our next video, which is going to be installing the steering column and a few other pieces, at least getting it mocked up and seeing what we're going to look like. And when you go to mount a seat, the steering column is just as important as the seat placement, and it everything kind of all goes together there, because if you can't get to the steering wheel, or if it's not at the right angle, or you can't get to the pedals, it starts really causing issues in the car, and you really want it to be comfortable when you're driving it. But we're going to move right along here, and we're going to rock and roll.
Alrighty guys, we're wrapping up the video here, and I just wanted to go over a couple of things before getting out of here. This is the quick disconnect column that we're going to be putting in, or so-called removable column with a Grant steering wheel. These things are really nice. You guys can pick these up on our website. They're now available. We also offer these extensions and the Strange quick releases. They work really good for being able to get in and out of the car, so you can actually remove a whole section of the steering column. But that's going to pretty much wrap it up there for this week. We had a lot of good fabrication work done on this thing, and we can't wait until next week.
Thank you guys so much for watching our video. Be sure to check out our new website, kilbymotorsports.com, for all your high performance needs. If you like this video, be sure to smash that subscribe button. It helps us out a ton. Until next time, you guys have a good one.